Hello and welcome to Star Citizen. My name is Evenlease, and today on 10 Minutes or Less Ship Review, I'm taking a look at the Aegis Vanguard Harbinger, one of the many Vanguard ships in the series. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Starting off with the Harbinger, this is one of 4 in the Vanguard series, and this one is considered a fighter bomber, which we'll get into in just a moment. First, let's start with the price of this ship. It is $290 if you were to pledge for it outside of the video game here, outside of the game, if you were to buy it with real money, or if you were to buy it in-game with aUEC, it's $2,050,500, which isn't bad at all, but do expect that price to jump with 3.23 coming out soon. So for now, it's at that price point, and once 3.23 comes out with master modes, I'll probably have to be re-reviewing all these ships all over again just to kind of go over how they all are now, or then. With master modes. Anyways, not a big deal. I love reviewing ships, so getting to do it all over again for a new update. That's why I leave these open for discussion. Now, taking a look at this ship as is, stock, it does have a total of 2,186 stock DPS, and that's because it does boast quite the armament on the front here. Now, it's all pilot-controlled weapons except for the manned turret on top, but the pilot-controlled weapons, you do have one size 4 C788 ballistic cannon, and then you also have these 4 little ballistic cannons here. They're the size 2 CVSA ballistic cannons. Those do output a ton of damage, and that is awesome. You can definitely change any one of these. They're all changeable. Now, these guns are a little bit different. You have to stick with that style of weaponry, but it doesn't have to be ballistic. You can switch it out with laser or distortion, but it's not like you can put one of these on there, right? So, and then you could also swap this gun out too if you wanted to. Ballistics are in kind of a tough place right now. Master modes ballistic cannons are in a tougher place right now. Master modes might change that, especially with, these rounds being able to go a lot further in the distance, but we'll see. Now, outside of that, you do have a heck of a missile package as well as torpedoes, and that's why this ship is considered a fighter bomber, is because you have 4 Ignite 2 missiles, which those are size 2, and then you have 4 Dominator 2 missiles, which are size 2, and then you have 4 Arrestor 3 missiles, which are size 3, and then you have 3 Stalker 5 missiles, which are size 5. Now, I said missiles, but they're more like torpedoes because they're huge, and I think they're actually classified as torpedoes, too. Once you leave size 4, I think it turns into a torpedo. And they do output a ton of damage, so it's quite the ship. Now, looking at this ship, it is, honestly, it's a beautiful ship, and I'm sure they're going to have to do a little bit of reworking on some things. Maybe, we'll see, but honestly, it's a great looking ship. It looks, at certain angles, it almost reminds me of the Halo Pelican, just the design, the shape here, but otherwise it just looks fantastic. Now, it is a fighter bomber, and it's kind of on the heavy fighter side of things, or it is the heavy fighter side of things, and it does have a manned turret on the top up there if you see. That manned turret has by the way, 2 size 3 Jericho XL rocket pods, which honestly, I'd swap those guns out right away. And then if you were to talk the health pool on this ship, it's got 42,900 ship HP. That's what I expect from a heavy fighter, is that amount of HP or somewhere around it. I did a heavy fighter review on a previous ship, my last review, I believe, and the ship HP was under 20,000. I just wouldn't class that as a heavy fighter. I would think it would fit more of a medium fighter, if anything. But this ship's sitting at 42.9. That's great. It's got a ton of health, and then you have 2 size 2 shields to back it up, and each shield bringing a total of 14,200 shield HP, which is great. This thing has got a lot of shield, it's got a lot of health, it's got great firepower. The maneuverability is, it's a big ship, so it's a little wonky at times, understandably, and it's got good SCM speed at 171 max SCM speed, and then overall speed on this ship is 1022. So it's definitely not bad maneuverability wise. It's out there. I mean, it's a heavy fighter. She's big. She's a big ship. So don't expect to outpace an Arrow or a Gladius, right? You could probably take the hits from it, though, not like some other ships, but you could definitely get, circled by those ships. Now, taking a look here, we're going to move into the interior. As you can see, this ship doesn't have any of its button passes, like the no gold standard pass, so everything is the hovering text, which, I'm not a fan of. It's always kind of hard to, it's hit and miss. Sometimes you'll hit the button and you'll close the door behind you or whatnot, because like this door is also, the button and everything. Back here is the quantum drive, so you have to close the ramp to get to your quantum drive. Pretty cool. And then there is other component access within this ship, so a lot of it's over there towards the cockpit, but we'll start here first. You do have your munitions door, which is basically just your ammo rack, which is good, weapons rack. You can put weapons there. You have a dinette or a kitchenette where you can make your food and drinks, which is good. You have an engineer station with your torpedo control room, so this is where your torpedoes are housed. They actually drop out of the bottom of the ship when they're fired, so it is pretty cool that you get to see it, though. Neat little rule of cool here. And then you got some, just general functionality. You got like a security camera here. I wish one day you could be able to use that, make sure nobody's on your boat. And then over here, you do have a storage locker. If you click that, you can open that up and put your suit in there someday. And you have a bathroom here. Now, I will advise you to be careful with this bathroom, because if you're quantum traveling and you're just messing around your ship, you will fall through the floor of this bathroom, which I'll demonstrate. And you'll, be in the middle of space. So that's a bug. It's obviously a bug. It's not an intended feature, even though it is quite a nice escape pod. I guess you could use that as such. But definitely a bug, so be careful with that. Bathrooms, toilets, everything in this game it's out to kill you, even if it's not meant to kill you. So be wary of that. Don't use the bathroom in any Vanguard ships right now. They will eject you. Now, you do have 2 beds here, and I'm pretty sure they're considered escape pods as well, because there is no escape pods anywhere else on this ship. So you'd probably just lay in bed and, pray as you get ejected out of this ship. Outside of that, you do have more component access to the right and to the left, as well as here on the stairs. If I were to press this here, this is what I'm talking about hover and text. It's insane. I love it. But if you were to press that, there is also going to be component access here, so I'm going to go ahead and close that. And as you can see, power plant, shield generator, power plant, shield generator. You got other doors here, probably with batteries and stuff when the time comes. A lot more component access up here. It's all right up here by the cockpit, which is entertaining to say the least. It's actually good because, when something goes bad and you need to replace something quick, here you are. You're already next to it and you can, tend to it. Now, that's not to say you have any real storage room to put extra components, so you're in kind of a situation there. I just noticed this ship has a lot of security cameras. Yeah, I guess you're just really into security if you're owning this ship. Right here is your turret access, by the way. So your co-pilot of say, it's not really a co-pilot, it's just a gunner. This is where he's going to have access. Outside of that, he'll probably just be laying in bed chilling, as there's no other seats. And then I have to make sure there's no other security cameras. Like, how many security cameras do you need in one ship? I don't even think I've seen security cameras like that in many ships before. Moving on in, though, you do have your pilot seat here. If you were to get into the pilot seat, it's pretty straightforward. You got multiple MFDs. You got 4 of them. 2, 3, 4. 2 of the MFDs are a little bit cut off, depending on your point of, your field of view and everything. Otherwise, you have your master alert system at the top. You got an okay amount of visibility out your front windshield here. It's a heavily armored boat, so it's definitely not meant to be the most visible when it comes to windows. Go ahead and take off here. And I'm going to show you this ship extending its wings once I raise the landing gear. Get a little higher so we're not in this dust storm like always. Go ahead and pull up the landing gear. And they fold out just like that. It looks pretty cool. By the way, those landing gear, it is 2 track systems and front wheels, which is also neat. You don't see that on many ships. And sooner or later, they will start rolling, and when they do, that'll be cool. You can, drive this thing around the ground. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and start flying here. As you can see, it's an all-ballistic weapons package stock. So you do have limited ammo, and that might change on how limited with master modes, but it's advisable always to, choose what you kind of want to go with here. Do you want to stick with ballistics or go down the laser repeater side? Now, you do have 48 decoys and 5 noise, so that's good. And outside of that, that's the Vanguard Harbinger. It's a fantastic ship. It's a great heavy fighter and has some bomber capability to it. Overall, honestly, I'd probably give this ship, well, let me see here. You also have 2,500 quantum fuel, so it can go the distance too. This ship it's up there for me. Stock, it's got some interesting, it's got hella good DPS. I honestly would give this ship, you know what? Yeah, I'd give this ship a 10 out of 10. Just from my opinion, this ship, it hits hard, it's got a lot of health, it's good maneuverability, it's just an overall good ship, and you got an interior with living space. You can go the distance, you can live in it. Beautiful ship. So I'd give it a 10 out of 10, and I would actually love to stay in this ship for a longer period of time. Let me know what you think of this ship down in the comments below. Which Vanguard do you own? I know the Sentinel is a favorite. Which Vanguard do you own, if you own any? Do you plan on owning one? Again, guys, thanks for watching. I really hope you've been enjoying these videos. I do have a really big announcement coming up here shortly. I'm not ready to announce it just yet because I'm waiting on a few things. But it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be pretty cool for the channel, so can't wait. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.